Well, good morning, my fellow Vikings. How are we doing today? And welcome to Norway. Yes, I am doing a Norway diorama. And can I just say, before we actually get right into this, it's always starting the dioramas that's always the scariest part. I just started one last night too because, I can't stop making them. And it's always like, okay, I'm gonna record this. I need to hit record and then I need to start building. And it's always stuff like that. But you know what? This one turned out so good. I am so happy with this one. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a speed build that we have today. It's really fun. I love how well it came out. It looks absolutely beautiful in the end. And I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful through the whole thing. So you should watch the whole video. But even if you don't want to, just skip ahead and see the finished product. I don't really mind. But here I am. I came up with like the idea to do a like sort of Norway kind of theme. I was just like way too busy in the States and I was like, oh god, what state do I need to do now? And at that point I was like, you know what, why do I need to do a state? Why can't I want to do something else? So I was just chilling out with Trico and a VC, how it goes, and he was like, oh yeah, how about you do a Norway? And I was like, oh, hell yeah, you Australian SOB. So yeah, we are definitely doing Norway right over here. And I want to do like kind of like a Viking kind of theme. So we do have like a Viking longship kind of poking out the front of the diorama. I hope you guys like the thumbnail. Hopefully I do something fun with that. But yeah, this one has no mods. No scenery mods, no animal mods, no nothing. Because recently, I'm going to get a little bit into salty leaf right here. I'm quite a bit of a salty leaf. You could throw me in the ocean and I'd still be pretty salty. But no, Planet Zoo did a entire Twitter post and they forgot to even mention, me doing all my dioramas. But you know what? It's pretty good nonetheless because we got some really good creators featured. We got Planet Zoo Blogger, we got Aardvark, we got Drew and Rudy, and they all did such amazing dioramas nonetheless. But you know what? I'm just trying to do this one just so I can, prove that I'm on a Frontier blacklist. No, I'm just kidding nonetheless. I'm just happy making stuff, whether it be, shown off by Frontier or not. I made it this far without them. I don't need them going forward. But you know what? I just wanted to prove myself I could do this. And you know what I did? I love how phallic those rock shapes are. That is wonderful. I just wanted to point that out for all you guys. The whole build is ruined now. But no, here I am working on these cliffs. Now these cliffs took me a good majority of the speed build. It took me so long to get right, but in the end, it's probably my favorite part of this build. I have so many different favorite things within here. I have like some awesome foliage. I have some awesome like waterworks. I have some awesome architecture in here, but without a doubt the rock work is probably the strongest suit of this entire build. So I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoy my process. I'm using a little bit of bolts techniques over here. Probably not all of them, but I'm trying to incorporate as many different things as possible. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Here I am using like the folk trees to kind of get these a lot more finer tuned kind of crevices in the rock. I feel like that really turned out really good in the end as well, and here I am doing that on the bottom as well. I kind of wanted to go for this was before I actually started building, but I kind of wanted to go for like a Giant's Causeway kind of look, but it just wasn't in the cards. I didn't really know how I could do kind of like those, basalt formations, I think they're called. Yeah, I don't know how I was able to kind of achieve that. Here I am hiding like those glass pieces because, I don't know, it just makes it look a lot more cleaner on the bottom. But yeah, here I am just doing more rock work, and even more rock work. I can't wait to show you guys my process for the boat. It takes a huge chunk of time, but it's so worth it because I get to say I did pretty much every single thing in here by myself. I did have some help from two fellow creators, Mr. Poisonblade and Mr. Nicholas Linerider. Both of them helped to generously donate some blueprints while I used some of Poison Blades that were already on the workshop. But I used some of Nick's blueprints that, they're shields, and you guys can see them like later on in the video. We'll actually get there when we get there. But yeah, just making sure this all looks nice. I saved the frame till the end. Just because once you actually make a frame, you kind of have to stick with that style. And you gotta live with it, alright? And let me tell you a little pro tip from Leaf Productions Mr. Gamer. You know how I am? Yeah, so the frame is probably one of the more important parts of the diorama itself. It kind of hugs your model, and it's what complements it, you know? It's very much like a picture in that regard. So you can't have, like, you know, a nice modern looking picture inside of an ornate frame. You gotta have one that complements it. You gotta have one that matches up. Here we go with the foliage. Oh my god, I love the palette for this. It looks so insane, even from far away. Okay, here's my biggest problem slash non-regret. I don't really know how I could describe it, but from far away, the drain grass doesn't look right. All right, it doesn't look like how it looks like when you're looking at it up close. All right, guys, so sorry about that. I have no clue why Premiere does this. It's like playing the video and then I need to like stitch together my clips and stuff like that, because I'm not a normal speed builder. I build in parts, and you know, sometimes I need to work on another project, yada yada yada. It just freezes. It just freezes. And speaking of freezing, Norway, cold. Norway's pretty cold, and you can actually see me. What am I working on right now? Oh yeah, all right. Hope I broke someone's eardrums with that one, but I'm just so excited. Here we are making the ship. Now, I want to do like a Viking longship. Just have something pretty nice. There's Marina, my girl. Obviously not my girl, Emily's my girl, but Marina's still my girl nonetheless. But no, here I am actually making the longship and just making sure it all looks good in the end. It was pretty difficult to do this from scratch. I can admit, I could have probably found a much easier time for myself if I just looked on the workshop and found a Viking ship. But you know what? I said no. Leaf needs to prove this to himself. Leaf needs to actually make this from scratch. And so Leaf did. So here I am combining so many different kinds of wood. I love how well it came out. I love the colors on this one in particular. But it just looks insanely well in the end. And especially for being like a prop, I didn't really need to focus on like all the realism. I didn't need to focus on like, oh yeah, where would the slave quarters be, where like they had the slaves who would row the boat, where would they keep like the food and stuff like that. I didn't need to worry a single bit about that, because you know what I'm going for? I'm going for a diorama. Here's the original idea for a shield that I was going for, but that was before Nick donated me his shields. But no, yeah, just trying to get those lined up, and eventually he kind of told me, hey, I got shields if you need some from Atlas Park. But, you know, we get those in a little bit. We get that after the build is said and done. But here I am just making sure that the rest of the build looks good. I did cut some corners, and you know what? It's fine to cut corners in your own builds. I'm just going to throw that out there. No one's perfect. You might as well embrace your imperfections. You know what? Nobody is perfect, so here I am just making sure it looks good right there. But yeah, I do use some bigger pieces, and of course it's not like a one-to-one replica of a Viking longship, but in the end, it still looks really good nonetheless, and I do like some really interesting, I'm not sure what you call them. What's the decorations that you call, like, the things on top of the ship and stuff like that? Definitely do let me know in the comments, but you can see me start to do one right there. And I do a gold one in the front. It looks really, really badass, and here I am actually working on it right now. But yeah, here I am cutting that corner. I use like the planters to basically have like this larger kind of chunk of wood, because, you know, more often they're kind of like, I don't really know how you describe it actually, but here I am doing the little windows for where the rose would pop out. And I don't know, they just turned out really, really nice in the end. And yeah, I love this build, guys. This is probably one of my favorite ones so far. I know I said that about Hawaii. I know I said that about Alaska. I know I said that about Utah and every single one before that. But this is just so freaking fun to do. I'm having so much fun with it, and I hope you guys are having fun with yours. Oh my god, I love seeing everyone's builds pop up on like the Discords and stuff like that. Especially, like, I know Harry's been working on some. I know ZZ's been working on some. You guys are doing some amazing work on them. And it warms my heart that this trend is, like, absolutely sweeping the community right now. Everyone seems to love them. Everyone seems to be having fun with them. And you know what? That is exactly what we need in the community right now. We need people to have fun with the game. Because if people aren't, we're getting another situation like Southeast Asia. We're going to get a lot of people leaving the game. We're getting a lot of people who, like, maybe they're not really interested in Planet Zoo anymore. But yeah, this is definitely reigniting the entire community, and it's just really, really awesome to see. Alright, but yeah, what was I talking about? Here I am making the sale, heck yeah. Sorry, Emily just called me. I love you, honey. How you doing? How's it hanging? I know you don't really watch my videos anymore, but you know what? You're still fine by me. But yeah, I loved making this boat so much. Just like trying to hide as many details in here as possible. I know I said I didn't really make it as like, you know, specifically geared towards realism as possible. But, you know, just doing these tiny little things like the ropes, it really helps it come together in the end. I don't know. I was just big fan of it. Absolutely big fan of it. And I love the colors on it. It just feels so, I don't know. Like, the bright colors would have overdone it, but I feel like those muted colors of, like, the cream white and the kind of, like, hint of white, yet like, the faded red. That's probably a better term for it. A faded red really do sell it. And here I am using, like, some of the rapids and stuff like that to really make it animate. I just wanted to make sure I could do that, just make sure it kind of, like, you know, felt like it was alive. And that's something that's very important for a diorama like this, which I made, I'll admit, a little way too big. You can barely even see, like, the reindeer when I actually put them in. But yeah, the idea for this, so I really couldn't get it to work out too good, but in the end it looks really badass nonetheless. But I don't know, I just really wanted to have it look like it was on top of a wave and have the snow kind of be like, oh man, also don't know what I was doing right there, but that's fine. I want to have this way to kind of display this water kind of like crashing down or something like that, using the snow and the ice. But in the end, it just looked like ice and snow. So it really wasn't going for what I wanted it to go for. But nonetheless, it still does look really awesome in the end. Especially when I decorate like the sign and stuff like that. It all melts together. Ha, get it? Melt snow. Ha, funny. But yeah, it really does melt together so well. And it just comes out so well in the end. And here we are in the upper half. Let me just grab my charger to plug in my computer because it's about to die. But yeah, here I am just working on like some rock work and some foliage for way up there. And just making sure that we have this nice rugged landscape. Because Norway, and it's very different from Alaska, which I was so surprised about. They both have such different vibes, even though they're like taiga biomes, you know? But just making this large swaths of grassland and like very small shrubbery and tiny pine tree saplings, I was able to achieve like such a beautiful, beautiful look with it. I was just so amazed with how it came out, like all in the end. And just like being able to like walk in this diorama. By the way, I'll probably have these up on the workshop sometime next week. By the time that this comes out, I do want to crank out a couple more for you guys, so you guys can check them out once I actually once I fill up some more hauls and stuff like that. But no, this one came out so well. I'm just so amazed with it. But yeah, I'm just working on a lot more foliage, just making sure it's so nice. But yeah, what I was saying before, being able to walk inside this diorama, being able to like experience like the rugged pathways, the deer walking up to you, it just felt so nice. Oh my god, I'm dying to like get back into the game again because I want to keep building these. And I know some people are like, oh my god, it's just a bunch of sheeps following the herd, like they're gonna follow the sheep's following the camel I saw. But like, here's the thing, it's a good trend. Like, I don't get how people could be upset about this. It's so fun. And we're seeing so many different people get reinvigorated in Planet Zoo. Heck, I have Mr. Beyond Drew TV playing right behind my little Premiere Pro screen right now. I'm watching him build his little bit of a forest biome for his wood bison, and it's so nice to see. And, you know, I'm just, I don't know. Am I emotional about this? Heck yeah, I am. I love seeing everyone kind of here. Nick's shields, by the way. I forgot the name for shield. And we kind of joked that they looked like Pokeballs, so that's why I changed them blue. But they end up cyan and like the end of it all. But just seeing how this starts to frame up, it's so, so beautiful. But yeah, it really does warm my heart to see like all these people kind of united on this single trend. Not like, it's not even defined by how you would say a DLC pack. Like, back when Africa Pack came out, everyone was working on their Africa builds, but it didn't feel like a community. It felt like you had the content creators kind of rushing to get their Africa builds out. Even Kalahari Zoo, it was a little bit of a force at the start, even though I did start to fall in love with the project later on. But, I don't know, it just felt like a force at first. But this trend, oh my god, I'm seeing so many people who don't even make content. They're trying their hand at this. I see new builds on the subreddit every single day, and it's just so nice. And you know, I have Nick in my ear telling me, oh, the bubble's gonna pop, the bubble's gonna pop. But this bubble, I'm gonna enjoy this bubble while I can. It's so nice. I don't know how else to describe it. It's such an enjoyable thing to do. And it just helps you appreciate not only the game, but what you're building as well. Like, I love the Alaskan look. I love the rugged textures in there, especially with Norway and stuff like that too. Just like the blending of the foliage. I'm learning so much by doing things on such a small scale. I don't know. It's just really, really nice. But yeah. So sorry, it's just such a long video, as you guys can probably tell. So I'm already kind of beat. I just recorded the mod showcase too, and that was very high energy. Hope you guys enjoyed that one too. But here I am adding some snow just to kind of give it a little bit more character, I guess. We could imply that this is just like on the edge of springtime, right after all the snow melts away. This is totally not like a summertime build, but you know, it's totally fine because, you know, I do things at my own pace, you know what I'm saying, baby? Hey. But yeah, I'm just like, you guys can see how well this is starting to like form up here. And oh my god, the diamond leaf willow bush mixed with the drin grass. It is amazing. It is the dream. It's the match made in heaven, I would say. Because both look so well. Both represent the taiga so well. It just looks absolutely insane. I love it, guys. I am loving it so freaking much. But yeah, Leaf is starting to get a little tired at this point in the video. But yeah, what else is there to say? These beautiful flowers. Oh my god. These flowers are beautiful. I used the crowberry bushes to kind of give it a... No, these are cowberry. We have cowberry and crowberry bushes. How stupid is that in the game? How stupid? Why would you name two bushes with a consonant apart? That is so stupid. You know, it's like having a birch tree and a bitch tree. That is gonna be one of the worst botany decisions of my entire life. But here I am just looking. I like to go back at the dioramas in this speed build, and I just like to look at them for inspiration from myself, because my biggest support is myself. And you know what? Here I am just trying to find like the best grasses and the best flowers to incorporate in here. I love how well all of those turned out. And here I am using like the sage brushes. It has this little bit of like a blue texture to it. Not texture, but color. And it pops. It pops. I don't know how else to say it. It pops. But yeah, here I am. Oh yeah, wow, I got kind of freaked out that it paused again for a second right there. But here we are. We're actually working on the house in here. And I had a little inspiration from one of my favorite games. You guys all know it. The 2011 release, released on November 11th, 2011. It is Skyrim. Now, this one is based off of Breeze Home. It's one of the houses you can get in the game. It's one of the most iconic houses in the game. And you know what? It was just really fun to kind of quote-unquote recreate. I definitely put a lot of my own leafy charm on here. But in the end, it just turns out so well. It's such a nice... It matches so well with the landscape. I don't know how else to describe it. It doesn't stick out of this diorama. And you know what? Normally you would like that for a diorama, but I kind of wanted to take it a little bit of a step back. I had this whole grand idea to do like this big Viking village on the top of this hill with like a brewery, with like a stable for the reindeer and stuff like that. But I told myself, like, Leaf, chill out. Let's take it down a notch, okay? And that's exactly what I did. It came out so nice. And I don't know, it just seems like a nice place to live. Like, you guys know that island. I forget the name of it. It's like off the coast of like Norway or something, or Iceland. And it's just this one house on this island. And it just feels so desolate, but so peaceful. That's the kind of vibe I was going for with this one. And you know what? It turned out pretty good. I gotta say, bamboo pieces came in clutch over here. It's like the perfect kind of like wood texture that I needed, and it's flexi color, which is always a plus, and I don't know, it just came out so well. But yeah, here I am doing a little bit more decorations, and I copy this kind of facade to all corners of the house. I actually use some of the India pieces, believe it or not. Oh my god, like, I'm using all these sets in here, and it's so fun to mix and match things. I don't know, it's just so fun. If you're not comfortable with, like, by the way, this is something that I do want to bring up to all my amateur builders out there. If you aren't comfortable with building and mixing and matching things, don't worry about it. Please do not fret, because build something using the styles that Frontier gives you. Build an India build, build a Nordic build, build a South American build. Just use those pieces from that same set. Just get accustomed to them. And this is something I'm kind of telling myself when I'm getting into Planet Coaster and stuff. Get accustomed to those pieces first and foremost. And then you can start to mix and match. You'll start to know what pieces will work. You'll start to know what pieces will make sense. And then it'll just flow so much nicer. And that's just one of the biggest recommendations that I can give to all of you guys. And then you can start to do stuff like this, where you start to combine like India and Norway, and it just turns out really good in the end. Oh my god, I'm giving myself too many pats on the back over here. I love these little windows. I love them. They're cute. I like it's not even anything crazy. I just have these like little, I use 1x1 climbing frames or whatever, and I use those as like window sills, I guess, or covers, shades, I guess you could say. But they turn out so well. Oh my god, I'm just so happy with how this build turned out, guys. Like, I'm so happy with it. I'm like, I know I've said it so many times before. I use these videos to appreciate the stuff that I put out, and I hope you guys can learn something from them. Like, even though I'm probably the worst teacher out there, it just makes me so happy to see like you guys enjoying this stuff. I love how well this came out, just kind of like framing that chimney. And it just, oh my god, it brings in a whole new dimension to this build. And here I am adding like some planks and stuff like that. Because like, you know, when you're in like these Nordic countries, you're gonna want like a fire burning in the house just to stay warm and stuff like that. This one came out so well. I love like the T-junction in there. I love like just the cross framing. I'm just throwing out random architectural words. They're probably not even real words, but I'm still gonna throw them out nonetheless. Oh boy, Leaf. What are you doing right here? You're doing like a custom cobblestone walkway. This turned out so good in the end. I am so happy. Like, I don't know. It was just like the one thing that was needed for like this entire path. And it just makes it feel so much more homey. It feels so much more lived in. It just feels right. And seeing the reindeer like walk up and down these paths, it's so nice. And by the way, albino reindeer in the market, absolutely had to throw that boy in. He's on the thumbnail. He's going to be like the star of this place. I'm going to call him Snow White or something. But yeah, he is just such a handsome, handsome lad. I love how well it came out. But yeah, here I am, sort of adding more rocks towards like the top of the entrance and the bottom of it. Not really entrance, but oh my god, here I go with like adding some props and stuff like that. Poison Blade's Clutter. Poison Blade's Clutter, easily one of the most helpful blueprints out there. It is perfect for whatever you're making, whether it be like a Middle East build, whether it be a Nordic build, whether it be like a South American, African trade port, anything like that. It's perfect for it. Just like, oh, I love how well the saplings came out in here. Just having these low-level trees just really sealed the deal. Like, you can walk in this build and you can like smell the pine coming off of like all the areas around here. Oh my god, this is so good. There's so many things I want to comment on in like this last stretch of the video, but I made this little bit of a training dummy, kind of like this was a very Skyrim inspired build, but yeah, I made this little bit of a training dummy just to like, you know, you would have this lone adventurer out here and he would practice on this dummy out here. I love the eyes that I gave him. He's so funny. I don't know, he's my best friend. And yeah, here I am making a sword. It's more of a scimitar than anything, but Vikings have been known to sort of reach like you know, the Horn of Africa, and not the Horn of Africa, isn't that like the bottom of it? The Mediterranean, and so I kind of implied that they were able to communicate with like the Moors and stuff and get like scimitars and stuff like that. So that's probably the backstory behind this guy over here. But here I am making like a target. Oh my god, I went ham with all this stuff. I am so happy about it. But yeah, just like adding all these details, adding the storytelling in here, it's what really made this one my favorite build so far. Just being able to tell a story within a diorama, seeing like I was trying to do an arrow in this one, but it really didn't work out too well. But I do want to like sort of later on, I think in the next section of the speed build. But yeah, I add a couple of these every so often, so you would imagine like, you know, this lone ranger who has like, you know, these pet reindeer would practice his archery all around this little island and stuff. Here I am making a little bit of a frame. And this is why I was talking about at the start of the video. Hey, by the way, if you guys are still here, thank you so much for watching, by this way. Comment, you know what? Here, comment, I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee. That way I'll know you guys watch it all the way through, like, till this part of the video, which is kind of like not really a part you would skip to. Whatever. But, oh my god, I just love how well the framing worked for this. It wasn't anything crazy. I wanted to keep it nice. I didn't want it to take away from the architecture around here. If I had a more simple build, I would have definitely gone for something that's like probably a lot more intricate of a frame. But because this wasn't really anything too, like, because the build can speak for itself, I didn't want to take away from that. So I have a little bit of a simple rock frame, and I do kind of fix up the back and like the front a little bit with some timber pieces just to kind of like give it a little bit more solid form, just so it's not floating in the air and stuff like that. It came out so well in the end. I don't really care. It just turned out so well. I'm so happy right now. But yeah. Wow. I've been talking for like 30 minutes straight. How do you guys stand me? How do you guys absolutely stand me? I don't even get it. But yeah, we're about to jump into the part where I do the sign. I kind of did the sign freehand. Not really sure why. I couldn't really find any cool Nordic things. Nick recommended to me that I use runes, but, you know, it really wasn't in the cards. Like, it just would have been illegible if I did straight runes. So I just did a more angular font for the Norway sign. We'll see when we get there. But here I am just adding a lot more texture to the border and, like, the frame and stuff like that. Just to make sure, you know, it flows nicely. Just to make sure it kind of has, like, this nice rugged texture to it. It just, oh my god. Guys, I'm so happy with how well this one turned out. It's so freaking nice. So, yeah, we are working on the frame, flower work, and stuff like that. Nothing crazy like Alaska was. Nothing crazy like Hawaii was. But we're just working on it all. But, you know, I'm just pretty dang happy with how it came out in the end. Just working on, like, the last bits of rock work before we actually work on the sign. Which one? We'll actually get into the sign when you guys actually see it. But, yeah, just putting the finishing touches on it. I'm pretty dang happy with how well it came out. So I want to use ice because I feel like it would have like had enough contrast to make it look good. Yada yada yada. It really does pop. It pops in the end. But yeah, you can see me start to line it up and trying to make sure like all the creases look satiable, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, I really want to have like this jagged ice look. I wanted to have it look like Norway was coming out of like the ice and stuff like that. But it kind of gets that effect. I don't know. I'm just pretty happy with how it looks in the end. And I really do hope you guys are too. The icicles come in clutch for once in their life. But I don't know. It's just really fun. I feel like I've used them before. And I've said that same exact thing. But I don't know, just big silly things. So yeah, I use a snow cladding to kind of like line this up well. And it just has like this beautiful texture to it. I don't know, I'm just a big fan of it. And I kind of like have it be like a splash. I don't know how else to describe it. It just looks pretty dang cool. And yeah, you can see me start to like fiddle with it right here, kind of like extending it down a little bit. It just looks badass, guys. I'm sorry I'm gawking over my own build, but like it's so nice. But yeah, I hope you guys are having fun with your dioramas. I hope you guys are killing it with them. Listen, if I'm in a Discord server with you, ping me. I want to see them. I want to appreciate them. I want to gawk at yours so much. Like, I love seeing them pop up. I love seeing innovation with them too. So definitely do keep an eye out with that, but definitely do keep going on with that. But yeah, I'm not sure what else there is to say, guys. We're just chugging along, just waiting for me to add the signs. Here I am, adding the big Norway. So you can see I definitely do opt for like a lot more compact font. And you can see me kind of struggle with the R right there, but I don't know. I'm just pretty happy with how this turned out. If you've already watched this far, thank you so much. I'm just gonna like, take a little bit of a back seat, maybe even relax a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just pretty happy with this. Also, mentioned the mod showcase a little bit ago, but I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me all the way up to 3,000 subscribers. Every single one of you guys, I really do appreciate. From the big ones to the small ones, I really do appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. I appreciate all the comments that you guys give every single video. I appreciate all the snarkiness that you guys give to me. I love that in particular, when you guys are especially like, playfully rude with me. If you guys are actually rude to me, that's a different story, but, playfully rude. That's what I like. But yeah, I really do appreciate all of you guys so much. Like, it genuinely made me so happy when I finally hit that milestone. And I'm so happy that you guys were a part of that, because I can honestly say without a doubt that I have one of the coolest communities out there. And I have one of the funniest communities out there, I want to say that pretty much. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. I guess that whole sappiness is over. And you can see me start to, like, really frame out the ship right here as well. But yeah, we're about to end the video, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, definitely do drop a like, drop a comment if you can, maybe even consider subscribing, and then we will be forward with our goal for 4,000 subscribers, hopefully coming up soon. That'd be a wonderful Christmas gift if you guys could get that for me, but you guys do whatever you want. You guys are my friends, and you know what? We are some really great friends. So take care, guys, and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Enjoy the cinematics, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.